Okay.
Oh, I need to make this higher.
Okay.
I forgot I'm taller because of the chair.
We can push the chair down to make it easier.
No. I'll be taller.
I want to be taller. For once in my life.
Please. 안녕하세요. Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm Jeremy.
Welcome to a special episode of A Glass with Billy. I always say it's a special episode of A Glass with Billy, but today it's special because I have a repeat guest, Jeremy.
Hello, or I should say 안녕하세요.
Yeah.
It's a Korean video.
Yeah. We also met 12 months ago?
Yes.
Same time last year. And at that time, you had been learning Korean and been in Korea for about 2 months?
If that, yeah, probably a month and a half.
So now we're going to be doing an update on that. But first, there's
Great.
something that I have to ask.
Okay.
한국 음식이 입에 맞아요?
네.
가장 좋아하는 음식이 뭐예요?
저는 좋은 비빔밥이 맛있어요.
좋은 비빔밥이 맛있어요?
네.
So you like good bibimbap?
I like good bibimbap because there's some trash bibimbap out there. If you get it from like the 25-year-old that's like working at somewhere, they're like, hey, we're making you food. It's not gonna be good.
한국 음식이 맵지 않아요?
아니요.
아니요?
아니요.
안 매워요?
안 매워요. 제 맵치 음식은
제일 매운 음식은? Wait, I'll
네.
let you say that again so it looks like you knew what you're talking about.
Okay, I appreciate that. 매운 음식은 what is it called specifically in Korean? 마라탕.
중국 음식인데요?
네, 중국 음식. 그렇지만
맞아요. 사실
네.
한국 음식보다 중국 음식이 더 매워요.
네.
그럼 가장 자주 먹는 한국 음식이 뭐예요?
Okay, the first half of that, I don't know what you're saying.
자주.
자주, I don't know.
자주 often.
Often.
Okay, I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
가장 자주 먹는 한국 음식이 뭐예요?
비빔밥하고 삼겹살 너무 맛있어요.
삼겹살 자주 먹어요?
네, 먹어요.
저도 삼겹살 좋아해요.
This is where I'm gonna mess up because I'm still learning this type of.
Okay.
제 친구는 제레미 씨 젓가락. Yeah. Because the other one's bad. So I'll start again. 제 친구는 제레미 씨 젓가락 잘 쓰고 했어요.
쓴다고.
쓴다고?
Yeah, so you conjugate it. You'll conjugate the verb
and then
to
다고
plain
했어요.
form, they call it.
Korean is hard.
It's okay.
It's okay if you don't know it.
So the reason I'm here is the cough. So the reason I'm here actually is
물 주세요.
sorry.
Sorry.
Give me some water.
물 마시고 싶어요?
아니요, 괜찮아요.
진짜요?
네, 괜찮아요.
Okay.
So the reason that I'm actually here is to get an update on his Korean journey and also just about his general life in Korea since now you've been here for 14 months, which is pretty substantial. You started off attending Yonsei.
Correct.
And now you are at
Sogang.
So then just, what's your favorite thing then about being here in Korea? You stayed longer than I'd say most people who visit.
Yeah, a good amount of people. 저는 산 음식 재밌어요.
싼 음식, yeah.
The cheap food. I love cheap food because I eat a lot of food.
I didn't expect you to answer in Korean. That was
Thank you
great.
very much. Don't expect that the entire video, please.
No. What else do you like about living in Korea?
So I'm dating someone here now.
Okay.
That's changed since last we talked.
So you have to say the best thing about being in Korea is your girlfriend.
I do. Yes, it is my girlfriend. Because she is Korean as well, we're able to do a lot more things. When I came here, I didn't know anything about Korean culture. I had never seen a K-drama. Korea was not on my scope of places to go. And so having this like deep dive into everything Korean, from like culture to TV shows, like all of these things are just like so fun. And to have someone that I really care about to experience that with and to even like show me if I'm like I have no idea what's going on is really awesome too.
Okay, so then the next thing we have to talk about is the worst thing about living in Korea. Now, don't go too hard. There are some things.
I think the one main negative thing, not being able to have a visa, is extremely difficult. Like you have to have a reason to be here if you are here for more than a certain amount of
90
time.
days, I think. Yeah.
Not only is it required by law to have a visa, to function in society regularly, you need a visa. Like to order stuff online, to open a bank account. So there's a problem that I had where I was switching visas from student visa to language learning visa. I didn't have my visa because I had to turn it in. So in that time, I forgot my bank account password and I couldn't reset it unless I had my visa. Like there's certain specific things where it's like, if you don't have a visa, you can no longer access what you had previously. And my other friend had this problem with their visa. They're like, I'm leaving. I need to withdraw my money from my bank account. I'm going to back home. And they're like, do you have your visa? And she's like, I'm turning it in tomorrow, so yes. But if she didn't have it, her bank account would be locked, and she would have to go through a lot more to get her money.
Anything else? You can say one more thing you don't like.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have to say it in Korean.
추운 날씨.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
저는 로스앤젤레스에서 살았어요. 그래서 추운 날씨를 싫어해요.
네, 저도 싫어해요. Although I guess for people who are from some other countries like Canada or
it's not as bad.
Yeah, they're gonna come here and be like,
this is
cold. 춥다고요?
아니요. My previous place was a shoebox and it had no heating system. This place, it's really nice. It's a lot larger. As you can tell, we're in an actual room.
It has heated floors.
It has heated floors.
I can feel them.
But the aircon external unit that's outside of the house gets overheated in the heat.
It's a little too hot for the air conditioner right now.
Sometimes it doesn't work, and that's been a problem.
All right, so then you expressed some things you like and some things you dislike. Would you recommend my viewers out there to live in Korea?
I would say visit for 2 weeks first to figure out if you want to. If you like it, fantastic. Come live in Korea. It's great.
Do you think that after the first 2 weeks of being in Korea, you kind of felt like you wanted to stay?
Well, I was extremely depressed during that time. So long story short, with flight delays, not knowing the language when I got here, not having a bunch of other stuff. If I came here as a tourist and I kind of like saw what I was getting into first, I think I would be a lot more comfortable and probably enjoy my first amount of time here more. Thankfully, most of my classes at that point in time were in English because I was an exchange student, but still, I needed to learn the bus system on my own because I was dumb and didn't look up stuff. And that's another thing I would not recommend. It's difficult to adjust to a place that you're not used to.
So then that kind of transitions to the next thing I wanted to talk about. Since you mentioned you didn't know any Korean, that was a big hurdle in the beginning. Now you're speaking Korean, which is great.
네, 좋아요.
좋아요. So how far do you think that you've gotten in Korean?
I would say I am between 2 and 3 in the sense of like I can get by and I can do the basic function things. Like I can go shopping, I can order food. I'm still really bad, but compared to level 0 or 1.
You're making sentences.
That's true.
You can understand Korean.
Yes. I feel like your Korean learning experience and my Korean learning experience, at least from like what I've heard from your videos and stuff, yours was more of a deep dive and mine was
more like going crazy into Korean.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot more of the culture stuff and things that I missed out on.
Like most of my friends are still foreigners because I'm in a school learning Korean. Because of my girlfriend, I've made more Korean friends. So that helps. Don't start dating if you're not prepared or ready. Like don't do that.
And don't date someone just so you can learn Korean.
Yeah, that's not the most healthiest thing to do. But yeah, it does help a lot. And there have been times where it's like, hey, I want to only speak Korean. We try to do it as long as possible. It usually lasts about an hour.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Still pretty all right.
Do you think that then your Korean level currently is comfortable enough for living in Korea?
I think my listening is comfortable enough to live in Korea. So it goes listening, reading, and then speaking.
You've now been learning for 14 months. What has been the most difficult part, or is still the most difficult part?
The amount of vocab. That's crazy. There are multiple ways to say one thing in every language. In Korean, because of the Hanja and like the Chinese roots, verbs also usually have a minimum of 2 different verbs for the same thing.
Yeah.
And like specific verbs can only sometimes be used in specific situations. And for native speakers, they're kind of fast to some degree.
Yeah, I think Koreans typically speak very fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Vocab is really hard, especially the parts with translation apps. Sometimes the words that are said in the translation app are not grammatically or colloquially correct. Yeah.
I didn't know this either when I was first learning, but I would use a dictionary and find a word, and then I'd write down this word means this word on my flashcard. And then later I'd realize that word doesn't mean that. It means that in this situation.
Yeah.
And actually it means something else.
Yeah.
So I actually just started writing down, whenever I learn a new word, if it's something that's not obvious, I'll always write down the Korean definition of it.
Yeah. And like having Korean textbooks is really helpful for getting the basics, because they will have, I would say, the most accurate translation for like the base level stuff. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay.
Okay.
So then,
Yeah.
trying to do a smooth transition. So what has been the most helpful thing in your Korean learning?
Having a girlfriend. Like, specifically, having someone that is a native speaker to chat with you regularly. That's what's been most helpful for me. Having someone that I can communicate with regularly. For me, it's my girlfriend. For someone else, it could be a friend online, some random person, I don't know, someone that's a native speaker. One thing that's been frustrating, actually, so I have studied a bit of German and a bit of Spanish. Because of studying those other languages, you get better at context clues, and that inhibits your ability to actually fully learn the language. At least that's what I've seen. Like if you're going to a store and someone mumbles at the cash register, they're like, okay, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my card in. Like they need money. I have no idea what the person's saying, and I'm not learning the grammar or the language.
Sure.
But I know what's going on.
Because you're used to
Because I'm used to context itself.
So something that actually helps you be more natural using the language and makes you seem to use the language is also kind of hurting you actually learning what they're saying.
It's a double-edged sword. I know what's going on, and I can respond in accordance.
My wife could say, blah, blah, blah. Even if I'm upstairs and I didn't hear what she said, I know the tone of her voice means, get over here.
Or like,
my kid threw something at the window. So, you can know that right away, even if you didn't process it yet. And then while I'm going downstairs, then my brain processes what she said afterward. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think one thing you can kind of do to counteract that is just trying to still listen to what they said anyway.
Yeah.
Even though you got it, like even though you're taking out your card and putting it in, trying to still think, wait, what did they say? What did they say? What did they say? Oh, okay, I heard those words. All right, I didn't understand. Okay, so this is a bit of a different question, but if you could go back, so 1 year ago, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself 4 things. One,
you've thought about this before.
I've thought about this a lot. I think about this regularly.
Go ahead,
first thing, get a mini heater for your room.
Get a mini heater. Okay.
Because it's not gonna have heating. Second, don't procrastinate with stuff you need to do. So for me, I have meds for my health. They ran out for a bit, and it took a while to get them again. I procrastinated that, and so my health deteriorated, and so that was not good. Next thing, things will be okay. Take 2 hours every day and just do something Korean language related. It doesn't have to be sitting at a desk and like writing stuff. It can be watching a K-drama and like having it in Korean subtitles and like, I know this one word, I know this one thing, and kind of familiarize yourself with the language. And the fourth thing is experience Korea. Don't hole yourself up in a shoebox of a room and then just be more depressed because you're holding yourself up in a shoebox of a room.
I think that's something that's going to be exclusive to people who are coming to Korea to study.
And like living.
Tourists already are going to be, they're outside of their hotel all day, they don't care. But someone coming to live in Korea might think, well, I'm living here, I'm going to get even more of an experience, but then you end up just
seek that experience.
Staying at your house all day because you don't have anything to do until next Friday, so might as well just watch TV at my house or talk to my friends. It could be really easy to just do absolutely nothing all day for a long time if nothing is pulling you out. So what about something that's specifically related to Korean language learning?
I think the main thing would be I delayed in learning Korean even when I got here because I was surrounded by people that spoke English. I shouldn't have done that.
I think I told you that would happen.
Yeah, you did tell me that would happen.
It's normal. To be fair, it's what happens.
It's just everywhere to some degree. Like you'll find the people that speak your language. If we're talking about Korean language learning advice, I would say watch Korean grammar YouTube videos and keep notes of that video so that if you go back to those notes, you do not have to rewatch the video. Because I've started to do that, and because of that, my grammar has gotten a little, I've seen it get a little better, and people have commented that I've become a bit better at Korean, but that's also because I can pull out my notebook and say, shoot, what was this grammar thing? It was on page 7, okay.
So then the only other question I have is, for my audience, I guess I can ask you the same question I just asked Jeremy, but if you could go back, let's say, to when you were a beginner in Korean and tell yourself one thing, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what all of you out there think as well. Thank you for watching, and special thanks again to our guest, Jeremy.
Hello.
And we will see you again next time.
그럼 다음에 또
다음에
봐.
또 봐.